Hello students. In this video, I'll be doing few more sums based on the formula for n terms of an AP which I feel is to be discussed with you. Question number 1. Question number 1 says that in a given AP, if the pth term is q and the qth term is p, then show that nth term is p plus q minus of n. This sum I have taken from RS Agarwal. It's a solved example. You can see the solved example from RS as well. So, solution. Pth term is q. So, Tp equals to q. This implies a plus p minus 1 into d equals to q. First you write that let a be the first term and d be the common difference for the given AP. Okay, let me write. Let a be the first term and d be the common difference for the given AP. Then Tp equals to q implies a plus p minus 1 into d equals to q, and tq equals to p implies a plus q minus 1 into d equals to p. Now equation 1 minus of 2 implies p minus 1 minus of q plus 1 into d equals to q minus of p. This implies p minus of q into d equals to minus of p minus of q. I have to take outside because this p minus q I can cancel. This implies d is equals to minus of p minus q by p minus of q equals to minus 1. Now putting d equals to minus 1 in 1. A plus p minus 1 into minus 1 equals to q. This implies a equals to p minus 1 plus of q equals to p plus q minus of 1. Therefore, nth term Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 into d implies Tn equals to p plus q minus 1 plus of n minus 1 into d. D value is minus 1. So let us expand it. P plus q minus 1 minus of n plus of 1. This 1 will be cancelled and we are getting it as p plus q minus of n. And hence that only we have to prove. And hence PROVED proved. Do it by your own, you can do it. Question number 2. Question number 2 says that if m times the mth term of an AP is equal to n times the nth term and m is not equals to n, then prove that m plus nth term is 0. So the same type of the solution we will be doing. Means our aim is to find the value of a and d. Then substitution in the m plus nth term, it will be giving 0. So let a be the first term and d be the common difference of the given AP. Then m times mth term equals to n times nth term implies m into a plus m minus 1 into d equals to n into a plus n minus 1 into d. This implies am plus of m into m minus 1 into d equals to an plus n into n minus 1 into d. This implies a into m minus n plus of m square minus of m minus of n square plus of n. Means terms of a and terms of d I am keeping at one place. M square minus m, this will go this side with minus sign, so minus of m square and minus minus plus n into d equals to 0. This implies this a into m minus n plus of over here m square minus n square plus of or minus of m minus n. If I take minus outside, then m minus n I can write over here into d equals to 0. This implies a into m minus n plus, in these two terms m minus n can be taken outside, so left in the bracket will be for this m square minus n square is m minus n into m plus n, so m plus n is left and over here only 1 is left, so d equals to 0. Now here two terms we have, so m minus n I can take outside. So this implies m minus of n, and in bracket is a plus of m plus n minus 1 into d equals to 0. Now this implies a plus m plus n minus 1 into d equals to 0, as m not equals to n implies m minus n not equals to 0. It is given over here. Now this implies a plus m plus n minus 1. So directly we can write over here t of m plus n equals to 0, as t of m plus n formula will be a plus m plus n minus 1 into d equals to 0. Or suppose it does not strike your mind, then what you can do is make it equation number 1. If I have made 1, 2, make it number 3. So you can write now t of m plus n equals to a plus m plus n minus 1 into d equals to 0 from 1. This way also you can write, or directly you can write t of m plus n equals to 0 over here, and hence it is proved. Let us move to one more important question. Question number 3. Question number 3 says that if the pth, qth and rth term, if the pth, qth and rth term of an AP B, A, B and C respectively, then prove that A into Q minus R plus B into R minus P plus C into P minus Q equals to 0. So let us start the solution. Pth, qth and rth term is A, B and C. Then we have to prove this equation. So we cannot write A be the first term because A is given over here. So let us write any other thing. A1, let us write, let A1 be the first term and D be the common difference of the given AP. Then pth term is A. Tp equals to A implies A plus, not A1, A1 plus P minus 1 into D equals to A. TQ equals to B implies A1 plus Q minus 1 into D equals to B, and TR equals to C implies A1 plus R minus 1 into D equals to C. Let us make it 1, 2 and 3. Now LHS equals to A into Q minus R plus B into R minus of P plus of C into P minus of Q. Now let us put the value of A, B and C from equation 1, 2 and 3. So you can write over here, putting the value of A, B and C from equation 1, 2 and 3 we get. Better write, since I have less space, I say verbally. Putting the value of A, B and C from 1, 2 and 3. Now A value is how much? A1 plus P minus 1 into D into Q minus R, plus B value is A1 plus Q minus 1 into D into R minus of P, plus of C value is A1 plus R minus 1 into D and into P minus of Q. Okay, now what we will do is, the D coefficient I will keep at one place and the rest terms I will be keeping at one place. So over here you can see this is A1 into Q minus R, A1 into R minus P and A1 into P minus Q. So A1 term I am keeping at one place. So A1 into Q minus R plus R minus P plus of P minus of Q. Now left is D term. Now D term I am keeping at one place. So over here P minus 1 into Q minus R. So PQ minus of PR minus of Q plus of R. Okay? Now plus over here, I think I should write neatly, no? This step I am writing again. What I said, A1 term at one place and D term at one place. So this I am writing over here. A1 into Q minus R plus R minus P plus of P minus of Q. Now plus of this D term, D. Now just see. D term P minus 1 into Q minus 1, Q minus R. So it will be PQ minus of PR minus of Q plus of R. Now over here, plus of QR minus of PQ minus of R plus of P, and over here plus of PR minus of QR minus of P plus of Q, and now the bracket is closed. Now you will see over here that all the terms will be cancelled. R, R, P, P. PQ, PQ, PR, PR, QR, QR, Q, Q, R, R, P, P. So we are getting A1 into 0 plus D into 0 equals to 0. So this is equals to RHS and hence proved. So over here only the thing is that you start with LHS, put the value of A, B and C, take the coefficients of A1 and in one bracket, take the terms of a1 at one place and take the terms of d at one place and solve, means expand the brackets within this using distributive property over here. You will be getting the answer as 0 and hence 12. This is an important sum as well. It has come many years in the board examination. So practice it by your own as well. Now, one more question I am doing. Which term of the AP is the first negative term? This is question number 4 for my what series I am maintaining. Question number 4. It is again one question from RS only. Which term of the AP AP 121, 117, 113 and so on is first negative term? First negative term. So in solution part we will write, now this sum I will be explaining. You can do by two ways, not two ways, you can, the supposition you can do by two ways. So let nth term be the first negative term. Here a equals to 1 to 1 and d is equals to minus of 4. Therefore Tn is less than 0 because the first term is, nth term is the first negative term. So Tn is less than 0 implies a plus n minus 1 into d is less than 0. This implies 1 to 1 plus n minus 1 into minus 4 is less than 0. This implies n minus 1 into minus 4 is less than minus 1 to 1. This implies n minus 1 is greater than 1 to 1 by 4. Here negative sign removed, so sign changed. So over here n is greater than 1 to 1 by 4 plus of 1. So this will be equals to 1 to 1 plus of 4 by 4. So 1 to 5 by 4. So this will be to 4 3s are 12, 4 1s are, and this is 1 by 4. So n is greater than 31 1 by 4. So since n should be a whole number, therefore n is should be just greater than 31 1 by 4. So therefore n equals to 32. Now over here children, this supposition we can do by some other method as well. So n equals to 32, that is 32nd term is first negative term. Now children, what I want to say is, over here we can, if it, because over here inequality sign is there, maybe someone will do the mistake in changing the inequality signs. So what you do is, let the nth term be 0. In place of first negative term, I can do it be 0. Be 0. Then Tn equals to 0. In this, your calculation mistake will be lesser. So if nth term we are supposing as 0, then a plus n minus 1 into d equal to 0. Same calculation, it will be same. So over here n minus 1 into minus 4 equals to minus 1 to 1. This minus minus will be cancelled. So n minus 1 will be equals to 1 to 1 by 4. So n, same calculation, will be equals to this 125 by 4. That is n equals to, how much it was coming? 4 3s are, 4 1s are, 1 by 4. That is n equals to 31 1 by 4. Now 31 1 by 4 is not obviously a term. So the term which is no term is 0. Actually no term is 0. So which is the first negative term? Obviously after 31. That is 31 plus 1 equals to 32nd term is first negative term. Like this way also you can do, or the earlier method which I told, that way also it can be done. One more sum I want to do. How many numbers are there? Question number 4, 5, I forgot. Question number 5. How many numbers are there? How many numbers are there between 101 and 999? 101 and 999, which are divisible by both 2 and 5, which are divisible by both 2 and 5. Now children, we have done the questions like how many terms are there between 101 and 99, suppose 999, which are divisible by 2, which are divisible by 7, and so on, which we have done. But over here two numbers are there. So whenever such condition is there, always take the multiple of this. So 2 and 5 multiple is 10, common multiple. I mean the LCM you take out. So the LCM of 2 and 5 is 10. So we will be doing the question we can reframe the question as how many numbers are there between 101 and 999 which are divisible by 10. I think you understand what we have to do. So the same question you write it as how many numbers are there between 101 and 999 which are divisible by both 10. So solution you can do, because this type of the solution we have done. The given AP will be equals to 110, 120 and so on till 990, and then you will be doing the first term is 110 and the last term is this one, and you have to take out the common difference is 10. So please solve this question. It's an assignment for you as well. So right, miss, I have dealt all the types of the sums based on the based on n terms of an AP, that is Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. Whatever types were there, I have tried to cover all. But even if few more good sums if you get, and if you feel to ask or share with me, definitely you can do, children. But the main thing is to practice by your own. By the time you are not solving by your own, you are not practicing by your own, you are not giving full time to yourself for self study. Remember, self study for 2 hours every day is sufficient for you to get the good marks. Now this self study doesn't mean attending the online classes, attending the campus care, attending the video classes, attending the online classes. This doesn't mean self study. Self study means you are sitting with the book and the copy and doing your own study. That how I will prepare, how I will do the exercises to complete my syllabus, to understand the concept, and how to grasp everything, to get a new sum and solve it. So children, this topic also practice in the same way. All the sums of NCERT I have dealt. You practice the remaining sums of RS, and if you have any extra books also, from there also you can practice. But take care of the time as well. Means throughout the month you don't do this topic only. So take a target that in one day I have to complete this topic. So you really can complete this topic within a day if you are going with the concept. So in the next video we will be doing the topic, that is formula for sum of n terms of an AP and the sums based on the same. So till then children, goodbye. Thank you all.